Every English learner has had trouble understanding native speakers when they speak fast, so you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to give you a bunch of tricks that have helped thousands of learners go from not understanding fast speakers to being able to speak quickly themselves. After I teach you these English secrets, I'm going to test you at the end of the video to see how much you have learned. I'm Ajay, and on this channel, we learn English through interesting topics. Let's get into the video. Trick number 1, learn how we shorten these English words. When we're speaking really fast, we start to put every word together. You see what I mean? For example, we can't say strong T's like in, I don't know, I don't know. We say, I don't know, or what are you? What do you becomes whatcha? Like in the phrase, what you talking about? What are you talking about? What you talking about? Or what you want to do? What you want to do? Here are the most commonly used shortened connected words that we use in English. Want to becomes wanna. Instead of saying, I don't want to go, we say, I don't want to go. Got to becomes gotta. Instead of saying, I got to go, we say, I gotta go. Give me becomes gimme. Instead of saying, hey, gimme that, we say, hey, gimme that. Instead of saying, don't you, we say, don'tcha, like in the phrase, don'tcha understand. You've probably heard this one, gonna. I'm going to becomes gonna. I'm gonna go to the store. And lastly, have to becomes hafta. I have to go. Instead of saying, I have to go, we say, I have to go. Next trick, pay attention to when pronouns are not used in English. We have certain sayings that we use without pronouns, and it's just very common. For example, I could ask you, get it? Or understood, instead of saying, do you get it? Or asking, have you understood? Here are some other common examples. Glad to hear it, instead of saying, I'm glad to hear it. For example, I could ask, how are you doing? And you might say, I'm well. And I might respond, oh well, glad to hear it. Instead of saying, I'm glad to hear it, or I am glad to hear it, we say, glad to hear it. Sounds good, meaning that sounds good, or it sounds good. Somebody might say, do you want to go to the cafe tomorrow at 3? And you might say, sounds good. It just means perfect, or that works fine. Looks like it, meaning it looks like it. For example, the other day I was outside and somebody said, it looks like it's going to rain. And I responded, yeah, looks like it. We don't need to say, it looks like it. We can simply say, yeah, looks like it. Next, want some? This is super common if somebody's eating something and they want to offer you a little bit of it. For example, I'm eating popcorn and you say, you're eating popcorn? Yeah, want some? Next, need help? This is a very common way of asking somebody. Instead of saying, do you need help? You just say, need help? And lastly, super common, see you later. We don't say, I'll see you later. We say, see you later. All right, see you later. And notice how those 3 words almost become one word, see ya later. Next, learn about silent letters in English. Some letters are consistently silent in certain patterns. For example, ing words, words that end in ing. You can almost always remove the G, and it will sound completely natural. For example, going becomes goin', I'm going to the store. Trying becomes tryin'. I'm trying to learn English. Crying becomes cryin'. That woman was crying. And drying becomes dryin'. The clothes are dryin'. Or the T's at the end of words. For example, out might sound like ew. I'm going out. I'm gonna go out. You don't say, I'm gonna go out. You say, I'm gonna go out. Night becomes nigh. Hope you have a good night. I really hope you have a good night. We don't always say, I really hope you have a good night. We say, I really hope you have a good night. And might, just like night, will become might. She might know. I don't know, but you might know. So, how can we acquire or learn all of these little tricks? First of all, having conversations with native speakers is the most important. As an English speaker, I'm so happy to know you are learning my language. So, if you're talking to me on the street and don't understand something I said, I will happily explain it to you. Most people wouldn't be mad at you for not understanding. It's normal, and you'll find that many people will be very patient with you so that they know that you have understood them. So whenever you're having a conversation in English and somebody says something a little too fast, say, "Can you repeat that slower?" And then you can remember how they said that phrase. The more you do this, the more you'll learn how to speak just like that. And when you learn how to speak like that, understanding it will be so easy. Movies, for example, are great, but those real experiences will be cemented, solidified in your brain after just having one experience like that. Number 2, shadow native speakers. Obviously, on YouTube channels like mine, we try to speak in a way that you can understand even if you have a B1 or B2 level, so you're not going to hear a bunch of fast English on my channel. However, you can find this type of input in any movie or show, so just go watch a movie. And when somebody says a line, like, for example, "I'm going to go out tonight," goodbye, pause it, rewind it, and listen to it again. "I'm going to go out tonight." Maybe even slow it down. "I'm going to go out tonight," and then listen to it, let's say 5 times, and you'll probably be able to imitate that speaker perfectly. Next, the best tip I ever got in Spanish is to make certain assumptions. Sometimes we don't understand what a person is saying, but we can absolutely understand it within context. For example, I was in Panama about a year ago, and I walked into an elevator. A man said, "Buena como estamos." It sounded like jibber jabber, which means nothing, but I thought, I'm seeing this man on the elevator. We've never seen each other before, but he's probably asking me, "How am I doing?" or "Good evening." And just by thinking about that, I heard, "Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estamos?" Of course, he said it like, "Buena como estamos." But I was able to understand it because of the context. So, yeah, make assumptions. Sometimes you'll be wrong, but a lot of times you'll be able to assume what is being said based on the context. Now, let's do a quick test on what we have learned in this video. Remember connected words, silent letters like the T's and G's at the ends, and the lack of pronouns in certain phrases. Let's go over a conversation that could be had by any native speaker any day. "Hey, what you doing?" "Going to the store." "Want something?" "Yeah, get me some milk, please." "Sounds good." "That all?" "Yeah, that's it." "Okay, I'm gonna go out now. See you later tonight." "Okay, see you then." Did you understand that? Let's go over it one time, but in normal standard English. "What are you doing?" "I'm going to the store." "Do you want something?" "Yeah, get me some milk, please." "Sounds good. Is that all?" "Yeah, that's it." "Okay, I'm going to go out now. I'll see you later tonight." "I'll see you then." Now, so that we can concrete some of these words being used in your brain, I'll read it one more time in super native, super fast English. "Hey, what you doing?" "Going to the store." "Want something?" Yeah, get me some milk, please. Sounds good. That all? Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go out now. See you later tonight. Yep, see you then. I hope that this video has helped you understand some of the shortcuts. It was wonderful seeing you again, friend. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.